This the geek protagonist. Let me, you know, we try. Really, 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 we really do, right? We try to escape this narrative of the toxic man baby. So, what what is possessing you if you don't want to be called a toxic man baby or an istophobe or something? Why do you do this? So, Godzilla vs Kong. All right, I love me some kaiju all day, every day. Kaiju, kaiju, kaiju. I'm very excited about Godzilla vs Kong. I have enjoyed this new MonsterVerse. I own all the films. So you, so a bunch of Snyder Bros, I guess we're gonna call them, decided that the way to stick it to Warner Brothers and to get the movie that they want is to review bomb Warner Brother movies. By the way, Warner Brothers is the distributor. Legendary is the Monsterverse. So, way to stick it to them, guys. Anyway, so I seen a couple of these on IMDb. If you go and look in there, there's like 1 stars, right? So you go in there and one was like, it's this, we need to review bomb this because they need to give us the Snyderverse. And if they don't give us the Snyderverse, then we need to review bomb these things. So your way of okay, so the Snyder Cut had a bunch of positivity to it. They raised money for different types of causes. They put their money into like doing banners and doing all these different things, these positive things to try to get the Snyder Cut done, and the efforts eventually paid off. So instead of going down that route again, you think that the better route is to review bomb a movie that you were too dumb or too lazy to realize has is not Warner Brothers film. It's Legendary's film. So people can see that you need to do these things until you get what you want, which is the exact toxic thing that these news media people keep talking about. Why do you people keep doing this? Okay, so let's say this works. Let's say your magical review bombs, even though most people don't pay attention to reviews, and the few people that do mainly look at Rotten Tomatoes. But I digress. Let's say your campaign works. So you take down Godzilla vs Kong. So all the fans of Godzilla vs Kong now has to suffer because you want to cry about a movie franchise. Now let me be clear. It is completely and utterly stupid and dumb that Warner Brothers and AT&T is leaving money on the table when they could do a Snyder thing. Now, I also understand that they want to get away from Snyder and kind of give more independent things and have Tanishi Coates tell you, celebrate one of the biggest tragedies in American history and say it was a good thing. So we put him again, we put him on American characters who are soldiers and represent America, while he thinks people being taken out by foreign enemies is great. That's the right person to have writing your Superman movie about the Superman black president, who's like America personified, the idea of America along with Captain America. Yeah, have that guy write it. The guy who thinks that when the country was, like I said, attacked, he was all about it, and he thinks it's great. Good job. So they're stupid in that aspect. Now, here's how Warner Brothers should handle it. They should go to Snyder, say, listen, here's 5 hours. You have 5 hours to complete your entire story. Snyder already has it decked out. Within that 5 hours, that should give him enough time to do the Justice League second one he wanted to do and that third movie he wanted to do with some of the plans he had, and he could sneak the Atom in there and actually complete that universe. Like his timeline, especially since they, sorry, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched it by now, I give you enough time. Or put your la la la. So they talked about the timeline in the one movie, so they could literally be like, this is just one timeline now, this is a new timeline. I want Snyder to get his vision done. I don't need him to do all those other films, but that, give him 5 hours to complete the entire thing. You could do it in chapters like they did. If you got it in 4, let him complete it and say, "Hey, everyone, this is it. This is Snyder's complete final vision. So everything he's ever going to do is here. Let it go after this. Justice League Forever or something. I don't know. Simple, easy. You're getting streams. I'd watch it. I know everyone else, like a lot of people who would. You're getting streams. Done. But taking the route of trying to take down other people's franchises or attacking films that are going to be coming out through Warner Brothers and they're not even owned by them, that's really the route you want to take? Because I know what their thought is. Their thought is, we're going to take money out their pocket. Yeah. No, you're not. Most people don't go to IMDb to look at the things. I do. But that's only because I look at the consensus. And I don't even care what critics say. It's what I say. But you think the way to do this movement to get what you want is to basically burn down other franchises and scorch earth so nobody gets to have what they want because you can't have this one thing you want. You know what that is? That's a toxic man baby. Or that's a toxic woman baby, depending on whoever is doing it. But they always assume it's only men that do all this stuff. It's a toxic, stupid route to go about it. It's dumb. That's not the way you should go about it. If you want to do what you did with Snyder, do great causes for suicide prevention and stuff like that. Do causes, do things that help people. But instead, you're going to try to destroy a movie that I've been anticipating. And people like me, a movie that I've been wanting since I've known of the MonsterVerse, that I'm licking my chops for, especially after Godzilla, after King of the Monsters and stuff. And you're gonna sit here and try to ruin my film. I love the Snyder Cut. They're two different things. You shouldn't be trying to ruin my film because you can't get the thing you want, even though they gave you a little taste. And I do agree, it's stupid that this has been one of the best, most goodwill, good received DC films I think they've ever done since like Wonder Woman 1 and Aquaman. Where people were like, you know what, this Snyder Cut was good. I've seen people who don't like the Snyder movies like, but Snyder Cut was good. I've seen people even say, hey, you know what, it made me rethink the previous films. What Snyder did because it works now. I see now. But your thought of how to fix this is to destroy other franchises because you can't get what you want? Newsflash. Not everybody cares about Snyder Cut stuff. I'm sorry I have to be the person to break it. And I'm one of the people who loved it. I was all about the Snyder Cut. And I'm glad for it. I'm happy I got to see that because that movie was phenomenal. But let's be real. Not everybody cares. There are people who want to see giant monsters punch each other in the face, and you're going to review bomb it in order to do it. And you're not even going to pick the platform where people will get the most eyes because they have so many things after protecting Captain Marvel. And yes, they did. They protected Captain Marvel. Don't get it twisted. This whole, no, they did. Yes, they did. They changed the rules multiple times to protect Captain Marvel, and I forgot the other film, to try to get it back up. So there's a lot of little hoops you got to jump through now to do on Rotten Tomatoes, which most things, if you turn on like a lot of stuff I have, it shows me the Rotten Tomatoes scores. It doesn't show me, sometimes I have a few things that'll show me like IMDb or something, but most of them show me Rotten Tomatoes. And most people I know of and people I've been in and gatherings, they'll look at a Rotten Tomato like, oh, it was a bad tomato, maybe the movie's bad. They're like, and I usually sit there and go, why don't you judge it for yourself? Well, the critics think it's bad. Do you think the critics are right all the time? Do you agree with every movie the critics ever said? But this is how people work. Stop doing stupid stuff like this. If you want the film to come out, do the positive stuff. Do the thing against the media. Like, don't do this. I'm going to ruin other people's franchises and hard work because I can't get what I want. Like, that would it, it's just diabolically stupid. It doesn't make sense. You're not going to make the impact you think you're going to make. I'm sorry, you're not. Um, because I'll tell you this right now. If I, me personally, now like I said, I'm all about Snyder Cut. I'm about superheroes. I'm a super geek. I mean, look at me, geeking out, right? If I got superheroes, like, superheroes is just my jam. But I love me some Godzillas and Kongs. I love giant monster things. If I wasn't as interested and you just review bombed it and I opened up something and it was, you didn't give me a review, you gave me a message about how I should join your cause, I would immediately be against your cause. Just because I'm not here for that. If I'm checking reviews, I want to see what the reviews are. I don't care about, even now. And like I said, I'm a person who's all about, yes, give me the Snyderverse. I personally think they should do the two. I may still do a video about it. But that is not the way to go about it. That is ridiculously dumb. I don't understand what your thoughts are or what you think you're going to accomplish. We're going to have Warner Brothers Heroes. No, you're not. If anything, what's going to happen is they're going to probably make provisions so you can't do those kind of reviews again. They don't care. It's about money. If that movie's making money, they don't care what the reviews are. It helps for longevity, but you think Michael Bay is sitting here after Transformers? I don't care if you love Transformers or hate Transformers, but let's be real. Transformers is a cash cow. I don't care. I don't want to see, if you put it in the comments, look, I don't care. You could be like, oh, well, that cash doesn't make a movie. I don't care. The business of making a film is to make money. Yes, some people do it for artistic stuff, some people do it, but at the end of the day, a studio is looking at money. That's why they kept coming out with Transformers movies, because they were making bank. It didn't matter if the critics didn't like it. It didn't matter if some of the geeks didn't like it or the nerds didn't like it. And a lot of people, but the mass majority of people did. And Warner Brothers, from the president's statement, from what I seen, what she said, she's worried about the broader fan base. She's not really worried about you fans like that. That's what when I see something like that and they're like, well, we listen to fans, but we're really worried about this. No, they're worried about the broader fan base. And let's be real. Comic book fans and video game fans and stuff, even though they are popular, they're all still considered niche markets. Comic books are definitely niche markets. Well, technically not if you count in manga. Because, manga actually does good stuff like 90% of the time. And they're not preaching but forgetting the story. They're actually telling you the story and they happen to be preaching in it. Why these things don't care. They're just trying to tell you a story. They don't even care about the story. They're like, listen, we don't care about the villain. You need to understand that you're a cis white male and you're bad, like, or you're a black guy and you did it, like, or you're against the community because you don't use pronouns. Like, that's how they are. And that's why a lot of their comic sales don't do well, because they're not focused on the story anymore. So you get this movie. These things are niche markets. The general audience don't read comic books. The general audience don't care. They just want to be like, this is cool. They don't care about the minutia of why the Snyder Cut happened. They just know the Snyder Cut happened. They don't know about all these other things. It's just geek realms, even as popular as they are today, they're still niche markets. Can we please just be better? Like, this is so dumb. Like, what did you expect? Also, there's going to be people who are going to watch the film. They don't give a hot damn what you think. It's Godzilla versus Kong. They don't even, some of these people didn't even watch the previous movies. They don't care. They like Godzilla. I know Godzilla. I know King Kong. They're going to fight? Oh, okay. I got to see that. People did it with Avengers. I've actually worked with people who literally were like, yeah, I watched the Avengers movie. And I was like, oh, did you watch Thor? Thor looked dumb. It's a guy with a hammer. I had someone actually say that to me. Thor looked dumb because it's a guy with a hammer. I was like, how many movies have you watched? Because they would ask me some questions. I'm like, you should know that from another movie. But they watched all the Avengers movies. They go to the theaters and watch all the Avengers movies. They literally, I think they said they watched Captain America, Winter Soldier, Iron Man 2, none of the Thors, None of the Ant-Mans. And I think they watched Doctor Strange. But they watched every Avengers movie. Because there's the Avengers. It's the hype around it. It's the event. That's what I'm saying. So this has that kind of hype around it. Sometimes when something has that kind of hype, it doesn't matter what it's about. It's these two gigantic titans we haven't seen fight in like 60 years. Go for it. And this time they're on a more even playing field. But uh, do something different, please. Stop. Don't review bomb. All you're gonna do is just justify the whole toxic alt-right man baby argument. You're just gonna justify them because then they're gonna go, well, see, this proves it. They're attacking other franchises. And if you're one of the people in my comments or my videos, you watch my videos, please don't do that. Please, for the love of God, don't do that. It's not gonna go the way you want it to go. It's just not. It's not the right path. All you're gonna do is put negative attention on the fandom. And you're going to give them ammunition to say, this is why the Snyder Cut shouldn't have happened. This is why the Snyder Cut's bad. That's all I got to say. This is the Geek Protagonist. You stay safe, you stay healthy, you stay real. And I'll see you. Hashtag Snyder Cut. Or, reinstate the Snyder Universe, whatever it is. Bring back Snyder Universe. There you go. I'm all for it, but not at the expense of other stuff. See ya.